You're listening to another episode of Two Babies in a Business, where I get the honor of speaking with some amazing women in lots of different industries. We're all sharing our stories that, hey, maybe it's not as easy as we all make it seem because we're all just superheroes. But today I have the honor of speaking with actually a woman I got to know because of my kids. Our little boys are great pals and great friends. And I think that's one of the powerful things about becoming a mom is you get all these new wonderful connections that have opened up to you. So, mystery guest, who are you? Introduce yourself to us.
Yeah, sure. So, the pleasure is mine. So it's great talking to you, Christina. So my name is Zara Lari, and I am a lead research engineer working with a firm working on mobile mapping systems and autonomous cars and that kind of stuff. So called Hexagon, so which has a campus here in Calgary as well. So we are part of that campus here in Calgary. Uh, so I originally moved to Canada in 2010 to do my PhD in University of Calgary. So and then I was in university for wasn't supposed to stay there for long, but I stayed for long. So I did my PhD and did my postdoc. So I was part of a research group in Department of Geomatics Engineering for 3 years. And then I left. I tried to join academia, but at the same time I thought, because I had some experiences with teaching and supervising graduate students. So at the end, I thought that's not for me. So I'm more seeking improvements in myself rather than other people. So I like to investigate new areas, do lots of research. And then I thought, okay, I'm going for a research position in industry. And that's why I joined this company. So, and I've been with them since 2017. So we are working on lots of really cool stuff. So some mobile mapping, VR technology, and developing some mobile mapping system for autonomous cars. So and then I'm always learning. So there's always something new. In this industry, you shouldn't move backward. Move backward is the false movement in this industry. We are always doing research, and then I had the pleasure of to be part of the teams who have developed 4 or 5 really great industry breaking technologies. And then so that I'm here. So I'm a lead research engineer in my team right now. So and then I'm enjoying what I'm doing. It's great.
Nice. I feel like you're my like super smart friend because I know nothing about the world of STEM and technology. And I feel like, when I was in high school and like math and science, you're okay at math and science to a certain point. And when it gets real in high school, you go, oh, okay, I'm picking a different career path. Um, but tell me about what it's like to be, because I'm obviously not a woman in STEM or a woman in the tech industry. What's it like over there?
It's challenging and exciting at the same time, I would say. So because okay, so it's a male dominant industry. So I'm the only lead research engineer, which I'm woman in my the group. So it's tough to be in a male dominant industry because you need to work hard to prove yourself, and you don't have that time and the excitement that the other the other young guys who have joined the industry have had. But I'm trying to cope with that, so I think I'm staying in a good position at the moment. It's an exciting industry, lots of new challenges. Keep in mind, so because we are talking about the women and tech, so as a mom, being in tech industry is really hard. So because we are either developing new things or studying new things which have been introduced to industry, and then we are working with the guys who are coming fresh out of university.
Hmm.
So they have lots of times to do that, and you need to keep up with them. So you're managing them, you should understand what they're talking about. So some guy comes to you and say, okay, I have studied this paper, that's really new, challenging, we can break this thing. So this problem that we have had for a long time with this the research paper, I say, okay, so slow down, let me let me read what you're talking about. And then so we can, yeah, it's challenging to keep up with the young guys who are the new to industry and excited about industry for sure. But I'm always learning. That's the best part of it. So I have the opportunity to to learn from them, talk to them. So I'm always talking with my husband, and we're like so thinking that working with these new guys out of the university, full of that excitement of like so about new techs that they have been introduced to, is that it keeps you young. So you need to keep up with them. So and then you need to study as much as they are studying. It's hard to manage to find that time during your busier schedule to do that. But when you do that, you think that okay, so I'm still on top of this. So I'm still new, so I'm up to date with the current research in the industry. So it's yeah, challenging and exciting at the same time.
How do you balance that then? Because I mean, you're super involved in everything in terms of being a mom
Tough.
too.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
joke about that often in terms of how do we say no to the next volunteer opportunity, but how do you find that balance in your space in terms of making time to learn but still getting the job done?
Yes, I'm not like so I'm always like so trying to follow you, so the you are having two, I'm having one. So how you manage your time during the day, or other my friends that like so are like so mom working moms managing their time. I'm not a good morning person, so I need to sleep up to 8. So no, mornings are not for me. So I try to like so do my exercise and other stuff in the morning. I'm lucky to have like so flexible work like so schedule. So I try to run errands in the morning, so before noon. So like so answer my emails, like so talk with, if I'm supposed to talk with like so some of my colleagues, talk with my colleagues in the morning, do my meetings. My colleagues are on the other side of the board in Switzerland, so we need to catch up in the morning. So because it's late during their like the afternoon, evening, so we catch up usually in the morning, and then I have my time starting from afternoon. So I like so from 12 to 5 I have a focus time. My colleagues know that, so I'm studying at that time. So I'm not like so talking to anyone. It's really rare that I do any meeting in the afternoon. So I'll focus on the reading and like so some development, the stuff that I'm doing. So I'm less focused on the development at this stage. I'm just like so following, managing. But if I'm supposed to do any development, I'll do in the afternoon. And then like so I'll pick up my son from school, and then we will do some stuff with him before his bedtime. And when Nikon goes to bed, so my study time begins. So I usually have like the 3-4 hours before bedtime that I really focus on like so reading the papers and going through the research and stuff, like which is like the most like the peaceful, fruitful time of the day for me. So I can be really focused. So I'll go through the like the reading stuff that I'm having, and that's how my day ends. So I I'm going to bed with lots of new things in my head.
It's good though. I mean, I think figuring out your schedule and knowing when and how and not negotiating. I feel like for
Yeah.
me, sometimes with my schedule, it's, okay, in the afternoons, it's going to be my focus time. I'm going to do some learning. And then I'm terrible because I let things creep in. And I think that, you know, I don't know. I even look at Peter and go, how did you not let anyone disturb you in that time? Why is everyone
Yeah,
disturbing me and no one's disturbing you? And I think it goes along with that woman thing. So to find that time and keep it sacred for yourself, I think is really great.
for me in my career, especially since like so I work with this team, so it doesn't happen when you start with a company. So when you're new, you should like so follow like so everyone. But
Yeah.
since I've been settled with them, so I've set boundaries. Say, okay, so this is, so you want me to be productive, you should give me this time to be productive. This is my boundary. So from this time to this time, I cannot talk to anyone. I need to be focused. I need to do this like so this amount of work done. So, and I think little by little people started like respecting that boundary. So people are trying to give me that time and the space to work on the stuff. So and then they have understood that if they want to get results from this thing, they need to give me that boundary to work it and get it somewhere. So it takes time. I agree that I agree that it's hard. So for myself, it took like so 1 year for my colleagues to understand. Okay, this is the boundary. So we cannot like to poke him at any time, poke her at any time. So and then yeah, now they are following that one. So they know that if it I'm inside that like so focus time. So they are sending me emails. They are not like so pinging me during that time. So and then they know that like so I will go back to the emails later. So and then if it needs follow up, so I'll follow up with them.
Yeah. No, I think that's so important. I think that we forget that we're allowed to do that. I mean, especially
Yeah,
in an environment that's like a remote working situation. I mean, setting up boundaries for me. So, as the business owner, I like knowing that my staff have dedicated some time to work, because sometimes I wonder when they are working because they have meetings and conversations and all the things. And I
yeah,
think we forget we're allowed to do that. Like, we're,
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I know that even like so my team, as I'm a team leader myself right now, but before that, when I was working like so with team leaders, so it's really uh I don't like that gender like so specifications. Men are really impatient about like so the results. They will say if you have something new, just send it to me. I want to see it. Like so I want to present it tomorrow in a meeting. So okay, let's slow down.
yeah,
So if we want to present something, we should make sure that like so it's in a good like so shape. So we have reached somewhere. So before like so shouting that we have reached it. So and then little by little, I think people understood that like so this is my standard of work. So I am not letting anything go before it passes my certain quality measures. So and then like so since we have like so come to this agreement, so it's okay. So they understand that one. So they do not disturb during that like so focus hours. And then like so if they need to reach out to me, so they send email, so I'll get back to them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but it's really tough.
Yeah, I think it's great advice though. Okay, so now layering on top of that, being a mom and all the things that come with that, how are you
Yeah.
trying to find balance there or trying to establish boundaries there? What does that look like in your world?
Okay, so I think I am really struggling with that yet. So I'm trying to find like so the boundaries with like so being like so my duties as being a mom, so versus me as being a leader in my team, or I'm trying to put this thing together. But for me, the rule is like this right now. So family first. So if my kid is sick, my kid is sick. So work can stay for a day, for 2 days. So and then what we are doing as a family members together. So my son, my husband, and I, we are trying to do weekly meetings together. So, and then talk about the stuff. So, these are like, so what we are supposed to do this week. So, for example, so if my son is going to a presentation, to do a presentation in a school, so we will sit together in the weekend. So, okay, so this is the things that you need to done. These are the tools that you are having. So I can help you during these days, this time. And that's when I can do that. So you need like so if I'm committing to that, you need to commit mommy, I'm tired. No, that doesn't work. So this is the only time that I can commit to this. So we are both committing, like, or all three of us, if needed, if we are committing to that time, we are trying to get things done. So but then we are moms, that different kinds of things come up, behavioral problems. So like so a problem in a school, so he's not happy about something, so you have registered them in a class, they don't like it anymore. So we are trying like so to have conversation about those kind of things as well. So if there might be an emergency kind of situations, we have a talk about it during like so we- I usually, so my like so golden time of the day to talk to my son is when I'm dropping him off to the school. So we have this like so 20 minutes. So me and him alone. So we are talking about lots of stuff. So what happened in a school? What makes you happy? What doesn't make you happy? So you did this thing wrong. So let's because I think like so when they're coming back from school, it's like so they're too tired to listen. So they are even you have boys, they don't like to talk about what happens in the school
Or
at all.
they only want to
But
talk about what happened at recess. Like, we played hockey.
yeah,
That's the only thing we
yeah, yeah. But like so in the mornings, like so we find that this is the best time for both of us to communicate about like so his day, what's happening in his life. So and then I try to bring back stuff about this conversation during the morning time to that family meeting. Okay, last week we talked about this. This happened in class. This is how we expect from you to manage that one. So and then he says, okay, I can do that. We are trying to find solutions to problems together. But like so for me, this is my approach at work as well. So with like so junior engineers who are working with me. So I try not to give them solutions. So no, that's
Mm.
not. how it's supposed to work. So I'm trying them, so and you can like them as well. So to ask them, so okay, so this is the problem, what's your solution for problem? And then when I hear their like so their own solutions for the problem, if something is wrong, I try to tailor them, tailor their solutions to fit the problem that they are facing with. So and then I find that like so that helps like so both of them, so both the engineers that I'm working with and like so my son, it helps them to like so at the time that I'm not with them find solution for their own problems. For the kids it's still hard. For the engineers like so which are like so at the younger like so when they are like so a little bit older, so I think it helps them a lot in their career, so and then their life. So if they face the problem, so they try to like so exercise different solutions for themselves, so it helps them like the critical thinking about the problem, to do the critical thinking about the problems. We even with Nikon we are doing the like so storyboarding as well. So we write the problem, we are writing different solutions, we score the solutions of, we choose the solution which like so works best for all three of us. um I think he's in a good direction. I think he's still little to like so find solution for his problems, but we help him to like so make the best decision for himself. Yeah.
I love that though. Like I think getting your children involved in the solution and helping one, it helps them understand
Yeah.
the world and sets them up for success. I
Yeah.
think too, the whole concept of just being honest with your time and that family meeting of here's the time slots where we can work on these things and we all have to work together to get it done. I mean, it's similar to me in terms of I really try, at soccer or whatever activity to be work free. But, I feel like
Yeah, it happens.
probably 50-60% of the time I'm sitting there tethering the internet and working on something on my laptop. And to me, it's that just the communication. Hey, I didn't get what I needed to get done. I'm going to be working at this point, and just that honesty with the schedule. Because I think, kids are smart. Like,
Yeah.
they know you're busy too. I really like the concept of golden hour too, knowing that you guys have this kind of special time in the morning. I feel like that is so foundational growing up, right? Like I can see him as a preteen knowing he's got that safe time with mom to be able to ask
Yeah.
questions, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I was struggling to find this golden time. So you're like a mom who has a kid in school, so you are trying to find that best time that works for both of you to talk about the stuff. So I was trying to like so fit that time during my afternoon, like after picking him up schedule. It never worked, it never worked, you up to the end of the night, it never worked. And then like so some at some time I started talking in the morning. I saw, okay, so he's talking as well, so okay, so this works best for both of us, so let's do that. So we are sitting in the car, we are starting talking about like different stuff that happened yesterday, the day before, or like so what makes him happy, what doesn't make him happy, so what you tried new. So and then like I'm trying to ask questions. My son really likes this question, so I asked him, so okay, so what did you learn in a school today that you think I don't know? So I don't know about, I never heard about. So and then like it keeps him thinking, so what I know that my mom doesn't know or my dad doesn't know. So and then he tries to find some stuff that sometimes I really don't know about. So which is interesting.
I love
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
probably love the things that he thinks you don't know, but you actually do know.
Yeah. But at the same time I try to go, okay, yeah, I didn't know that, the funny interesting.
I
But
love
yeah, it like so gives him some time to express himself. So and I think like the talking about like the different stuff, as you said, when they are getting into the teenager years, so they see that open their door for communication without being judged. So
yeah.
I think that's the best way of doing that.
Totally. Well, and I just think in this time where, we both have busy schedules, knowing that you have this, 20 minutes every day is that time. I think, again, our kids are still little and maybe they don't realize that, but I think there's something really special about that is your time in the calendar. Bartek the other day was looking at my calendar one day. I had it open
Oh,
on the computer and he went, "Oh, wait, school drop off. like, I have those things in the calendar, or, soccer or assembly, or, whoever's birthday is next, or those things. And I think there was this interesting realization that, okay, out of this crazy looking thing you have, I'm in there, and like I'm
Yeah,
that. I think was an interesting. I don't think he's internalized. Maybe he's internalized it, but all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, my stuff's in there too." Not just
yeah, yeah, yeah. They always see that open door for communication, so they can like so come and talk to you at any time they need. They think they need you to listen to them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, what advice would you give a new mom who's in your industry in terms of finding those boundaries you talked about, finding that balance? What would you tell her?
There are lots of things that I will tell a new mom in my industry. So the main thing, like, so that women in like the tech industry are facing yet. So, and that's the reason you will see that lots of them don't have more than one kid. Is that like so when they like so then they're having children and then they like so take that maternity time off from work and then go back to work, they are seeing that they are far behind from their coworkers.
Hmm.
So they have jumped a lot, so they have moved forward, so their position changed, so their schedule changed, but you are still in the same place that you have left 1 year ago or like so a few months ago. That's tough, but keep up with that. So it takes some time to get back on the like so the speed like so and the pace of the work and that other people are working on. But yeah, that's what it is. So that's the part of the life of the women, so that you need to take like so to take care of your children. You will get back to what you were. So I agree that it takes time, but you will get back to what you were before. And the other thing is that try to find like the times during today to play with your children, to spend time with your children. So that's really important because I have friends who are really, really successful in their career. So they are working in like so high-end tech companies. So, but I see that their kids, like so as a like so friend looking at their lives, I see that their kids are talking and talking less. So I had really successful communication with this kid, but I think they are being more introverts over the time. They are not talking to other people at all. And then I see like so that social part of this lives has gone. So their parents have like so really successful careers. They can buy whatever like so they like. So they are going to very expensive trips, but then they have lost that social part of this their lives. So they're not talking to any people. Like so I have like so had friends of my kids who were talking to me, so we were playing together, and now I'm seeing them no, there's the social part of their life is gone, so they are really introvert kids. It really makes me unhappy about that. So but try to like so keep that part of the day associated with your children, so talk to them, so try to socialize with them, try to like so take them to different like so environments where they can express themselves, so to do what they love. So I know that's tough, so when you are like so in the upper parts of their like so industry, so when you are doing the management stuff, but that's what you should do. So that's part of your responsibility. That's part of your responsibility as a parent bringing a kid to this world. So you need to like prepare them for like the social life later. And then so study. So because this is like the ever evolving industry, so you need to keep up with like so with the newer generation who are entering this industry, and to be honest, have more free time to do like so stuff. So they are working. I have colleagues who are new to the, like so who have recently joined. They are young. They are working from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They are like so going eating something from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Start again working from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. So, and they're always working. So you need to keep up with this guy. So try to like so have that the special part of them day to the study. So and keep up with the like so all the recent changes in your industry. I know that's tough, but that should be somehow managed in order to like so keep up with the like so changes in the industry that we are facing.
Yeah. Well, and I liked your point before. When you spend time studying and researching and keeping up, that's what excites you and keeps you
Yeah,
going, right? And I
yeah,
think,
that keeps you young.
yeah, it keeps you young. I feel like there is this point where, oh, okay, we're tired, but those things that excited us before we had kids hopefully still excite us now. And
Yeah,
That's your you time.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. But yeah, so again, that's tough. So the time management thing is really tough to. But like, so stick with whatever. Like, so as I said, I'm not a morning person. Stick with whatever works for you. So if like, so morning doesn't work for you, work at night. So when the kids are in bed, so you can spend some time working during that time. But then like, so find the golden times of the day that works for you, studying wise, like, so communicating with your children, like, so working with your peers, and then so all of them are important at the same time. So but yeah, you need to like, so manage what's the best time for individual,
Yeah.
like, so of these tasks that works the best for you.
Yeah. It's so true. Set those boundaries, find the golden hours, protect your time. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks
Yeah,
for
you're welcome.
teaching
You're
me
welcome.
all about being a woman in tech.
Yeah, sure. It's tough. So it's, as I said, like, so at the first, it's challenging and exciting at the same time. You need like to be on top of your work, and maybe that's the reason. So I don't like my to tell it like so myself. So we have always talked about like with Hamid about like so having another kid.
Yeah.
So, but I have always thought that okay, so if I bring another kid into this world, so this schedule that I'm comfortable with right now will
Huh.
change. Yeah, and it
Oh,
takes
totally.
time for me at 41 to get to like so put everything in its place. So yeah, these decisions for women in tech is really hard. So I know that friends who have decided not to have kids at all, so or stick with one child at the end. But it's tough to manage. But if if you try, you'll get there.
Nice. It's true. I feel the same way. Different industry, but you can find what works. And
Yeah,
you have the night shift covered. I've got the morning shift covered. So there's
yeah,
moms working all the time.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Christina Pilarski, for another fantastic episode of Two Babies in a Business. I hope that you'll follow along with me on my journey as a mom on Instagram, Two Babies in a Business. And I hope that you'll sign up for our newsletter. You can find the link in the show notes or on my Instagram. And finally, if you're a mom with a story to share, I want to hear from you. Please reach out to me, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you.